Let me pop my seat up. Yo, yo, yo. It's Drew. Here to talk about net metering. Because last time we talked about net metering, the utility providers were doing a lot different stuff than they're doing right now. Right now, with the new policies, they've been not compensating people dollar to dollar for their net metering, for their extra electricity credits. So what I'm here to do is update you guys for net metering policy in 2022. What's going on, guys? This is primarily for Texas, that's where I'm from, but some of the policies are very similar to what you might be doing in your state, so you can still listen to this. So what's going on with net metering? It kind of varies depending on if you're in a regulated or deregulated market. So net metering allows customers to generate their own electricity while not actually having to have any energy storage on the property. So what does this do? This keeps costs low while also alleviating the grid when our grid needs demand alleviation the most during the day when all the solar panels are on. Some deregulated utility providers in Texas, you know you're in a deregulated market if you could shop for your power and you can actually choose your own retail electricity provider. So this is why I wanted to update the video, because a lot of retail electricity providers in Texas are no longer doing dollar for dollar solar buyback programs like they were doing 2-3 years ago. So I want to make a new video because there are some smaller electricity providers that are doing dollar for dollar solar buyback, okay, such as Almeka Energy and Chariot Energy. So you can check them out. I think they still have their dollar for dollar programs. I'm not making any money off of this. I just recommend my own solar customers to them. So no longer recommended relying on Green Mountain Energy because they're not having as friendly of solar policies. What is Green Mountain Energy doing? Okay, here. So this is right off of solarreviews.com. It says Green Mountain Energy with their 18-month plan is allowing people to import electricity at 17 cents and sell it back at 16 cents. Their 36-month plan, 17 to 18 cents, while the buyback is only 11 to 12 cents. That's a huge 30-40% cut. I mean, and what you're getting if you send them back and you get on that 36-month plan, Green Mountain Energy. Whereas I used to see them cut checks for my solar customers. So guys, TXU Energy, they are actually pretty friendly. 15 to 16 cents import rate, and then buyback rate is 14 to 15 cents, so just 1 cent below. That's pretty good for TXU, so maybe check them out as well. Guys, just looking at all this stuff, when I got into solar 2018, I was seeing people pay 4, 5, 6 cents for electricity in Texas. All these rates are saying 16, 17, 18 cents. Why is that so? The cost of electricity is pegged to the cost of oil. There's global economic tensions causing the price of oil to go up. The United States is not energy independent. We don't have a Keystone pipeline. Okay, even Texas at #1 in the United States for solar installations in 2021, it's only at 3.37% capacity for the actual electricity that's generated from solar panels. So we're not energy independent. We're not getting our own oil, and we don't have that much green energy going on. So we don't have much energy going on in the United States at all, really. That's why the cost of electricity is skyrocketing, especially in Texas. People are moving here from other states. These grids were built a long time ago and not meant to handle all this demand. So utility providers and retail electricity providers are increasing their prices to compensate for this, trying to reduce the demand, because you remember during the winter storm, if you live in Texas, we almost died. Okay, that's just the result of everybody going inside and all these all-electric homes turning on their heaters and our grid not able to handle that. Okay. So regulated utility providers, these are co-ops. With the deregulated market, you can kind of sell your excess production back and carry over your credits. It's not often, I don't think I've ever seen it in a regulated utility market with the co-ops, where they're actually letting you carry over your credits to the next month. They usually do it to the end of the billing cycle. So Example of co-ops over here in North Texas, we have CoServe, Denton Municipal Electric, Garland Power and Light, Grayson Collins Electric Cooperative. Okay, down in Central Texas, Austin Energy, CPS Energy in San Antonio, Entergy. Those are some examples of co-ops. So they're not allowing you to carry over your credits throughout the year usually, but they compensate for this usually in utility rebates. Okay, so you might have a utility rebate in your area if you have a co-op. And also, I mean, just check out the distributed manual, check it out online. It's public information on what your co-op is doing in your area before you got solar. Not every solar consultant has the passion to actually go through and read all that stuff, and it's not good to say, but it's just the honest truth. So check out your distributed manual before you add solar, just so you know what's going on. Even call your utility provider. Alright guys, the moment you've been waiting for. How do we avoid this net metering all the way without having to worry about what's going on with the utility provider? The answer is, you guessed it, solar batteries. Okay, you get to store your energy on the facility, on your own property, instead of having to export that to the grid at a loss. Alright, what that does is allow you to keep your solar energy credits. Also, if the grid were to go down, your battery would cut on. Limitations to batteries, they're not that strong. With this Tesla Powerwall 2, I think we're seeing 5,000 watts operating power. I don't even know if that's going to cover an AC unit. So what we usually do at Credible Solar is plug it into a sub-panel. If the power were to go out, we're going to divert all that solar energy and that battery power to this sub-panel so that your big AC unit isn't going to drain all the energy. Okay, or we'll just pair up two batteries. Batteries are pretty expensive, guys. With the solar tax credit, it still makes it pretty affordable. It's not going to affect your monthly budget. As far as total cost, it's going to be kind of a big chunk. If you want to avoid that altogether, what I would recommend to do is to go with a home energy backup generator. They have a huge capacity for covering power, as well as they're not too expensive. So yeah, just to recap, guys, as far as net metering, policies are changing. A lot of big companies that used to be doing full net metering policies are not doing that anymore. But Chariot Energy and Almica Energy is definitely who I recommend for the deregulated market out here in Texas. Not making any money off this. Like, subscribe. I'll be back with more videos.